Hey, Washington, D.C., I know that you are all politicians, so I'm also very well aware of the fact that you have grown accustomed to having words go in one ear and out the other virtually unhindered by anything resembling brain matter. But please, I want you to do your best to listen up for just a few brief moments, because I'm an American citizen that loves this country, and I love the ideals of the American Constitution passionately and with a great zeal. Like many Americans, both past and present, I am discouraged by the lack of leadership qualities that I see amongst your ranks in Washington, D.C. today. In fact, I feel that you're no longer leading at all, but rather meandering in the darkness and hoping to find our future by luck or happenstance. One can only deduce by your bickering and your truth-twisting, your constant condescending attitudes towards each other as well as the American people that put you in your historically esteemed office that you have no idea what you're doing beyond your proverbial grandstanding, lecturing, and backbiting. It seems that your obvious and main goal seems to be remaining in a position of power, and that at all costs. You don't care who you have to spy on, lie about, cheat with, compromise, undermine, subvert, sabotage, or swindle to do it. Now, maybe that's how it's done these days in Washington, D.C. in the honored halls of Congress and the Senate. Kind of reminds me of a young person that thinks the best way to lose weight is sticking her finger down her throat every time she eats. But I'm telling you, as you know, there's a better way. Maybe walk across the street and read the Constitution again, and then remind yourself that this thing you're doing inside the Beltway is about we the people. Now, how dare I lecture you? Well, how dare you create the necessity for the lecturing? You can puff your chest out with a self-righteous how dare you, but I'd ask you to puff it right back in and humble yourselves in the face of the American people, a people who have fought, died, and sacrificed life, limb, and long hours for you to be in your lofty seat. See, it doesn't matter what the media thinks of you. It matters what we, the people, think of you. So no, sir, and no, ma'am. Most of us don't know how it works up there in Washington, but we do know what you told us before we cast the ballot to put you there. We know the promises you made, and we'd appreciate it if you try and live up to your word. And yes, I know that's a foreign concept in this current age of political relativism, but I'd remind you that every single one of you said something about being bipartisan and reaching across the aisle in your campaign speeches. But with how you're behaving today, it seems your idea of bipartisanship is cutting one wing off the bird and wishing him Godspeed and perfect health. Now, don't forget to pose for the picture after you do it. You'll look good on the cover of the Times. But the bird ain't gonna live. In short, we the people are sick of the political posturing that you're engendering. It's impotent and you know it. We're tired of bickering back and forth with our neighbors over ideologies we hold dear only to see you consistently, passionately, and articulately defecate on them. Now, maybe it's true that the governors need to be once again advised by the governed. You exist where you are today because at some point in your career, people believed in you. Help us to believe in you again. I love y'all. God bless you. God bless America. I'm going to give you a Facebook poke.